Be seeing these videos and women like, oh, when I got out there and I had all this stuff, this nice gentleman came and helped me put it in. I ain't never. I ain't never. I just put in my car 20 pavers, 2 cinder blocks, 2 bags of sand, 2 bags of soil. Let's see, all in my car. And I don't know how many men don't walk by and didn't say nothing. Nothing, I tells you. I gotta pick up 24 of these pavers all by my lonesome. Wish me luck. Three. Oh, oh, oh. So it is easier. Now, I still gotta go get cinder blocks for my planters. Hey, Fran. So today, what I plan on doing is I have a greenhouse coming. It's one of those pop-up style greenhouses. I'll put a picture up like here, here, something like that. But I'm gonna start the foundation. I also need to dig out the soil of my one of my raised feeders. It's a, I want to say it's like a trough. I forgot what it's called, but I think it's like a trough. But I need to dig out the dirt because I need to move it because that's where my greenhouse is going to be and that's where I need to put the foundation. And it's too heavy to move on my own without taking the dirt out. At the bottom of it, I use that layering method with the organic matter. So there's logs and sticks and all kinds of stuff at the bottom of it. And it's just too heavy. It was already heavy just by itself. So I just came back from my Menards trip. Got all this stuff to do it. Got more sand, got more pavers. My friend gave me some plants, some more plants, to put in that back area along my fence. And oh, and I got 2 cinder blocks to put my planters on. I don't like sitting them directly into the wood chips. I like them raised up just to keep as much bugs and animals out of it as I possibly can, at least coming up from underneath. When I go to the back, you'll see that going along the side of my house, I have cedar wood chips, or wood chips like if your local town may have free wood chips, like when they cut down trees and they chip it up and then they leave it out for people to get for free. But I'm not in the mood to be scooping buckets of buckets and buckets of chips into the back of our pickup truck. I'm just not in the mood for it. I'm just gonna bite the bullet and get another pallet of wood chips. I need more anyway because I miscalculated. I still need wood chips around the dog run area and more wood chips than what I thought. So the 30 that I had is not enough anyway. I'm gonna get another pallet of 70. And then the way I'm gonna set up my home garden, I'm gonna have my raised garden beds. I'm gonna have my strawberry raised garden bed, my greenhouse, my compost, because I actually have one compost bin that's already set up, but it's at the other side of my yard. And my shed, I'm going to move my shed down too, so I need to set up the foundation for that. And then whatever extra bags of wood chips, I'm just going to sit right there. I go through wood chips all through the year. I refresh my garden bed or my trees at the end of the season with wood chips just to give it a fresher look. And then I also like to keep wood chips on hand because where the dog area is, where they pee, a lot of times um, they kick up the wood chips and then it gets muddy when it rains a lot. And I need to refresh it. So I like to always keep wood chips on hand. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to the back and assess the situation and see how's it gonna go. This is my metal raised garden bed that I need to move. I need to dig out the dirt so I can move it to a new location because this is where my greenhouse is going to be. This right here is where my strawberries are. I was worried that they died and weren't going to come back because I mulched them a little bit too heavy. But it looks like it's trying to come back. So we might be okay. I have potatoes in that pot. I don't know how they're going to do because I haven't done anything. In this pot, I just have miscellaneous flowering plants, mostly for the pollinators. I had put, I want to say cabbage in this pot, but I can't remember. But it finally is starting to get some sprouts, and then I put some green onions there. This is another pot that just had miscellaneous flowers and for the pollinators. It looks like it's trying to come back. I left the leaves in there. I had loosened up the leaves, but it got compacted again. But I'm going to clean all that out and make it nice. These are the onions that I was talking about in the first video that I had overwintered. It just looked like maybe 1, 2, 3 didn't come back, which is totally fine. Here, I'm going to plant peas, and I have a trellis that's going to go down to the other side. I did plant basil there, but nothing's come up right there. But I have basil in my home that, whatever doesn't come out, whatever, I'll fix it. All right, this is a pot that I usually have my watermelon on. I grow sugar babies because it takes a less amount of time to get them to harvest. And in my area, I'm in 5B, it gets cold, and so I need as much time as possible. Sugar babies are the best. I have another pot that just, again, has miscellaneous plants for pollinators. Here is my pot for collard greens. I threw seeds in about a month ago. They finally started germinating, but I have plenty in the house already if they don't want to do what to do. And squirrels. What is the tea? What is the tea? You won't let me be great. And then another pot that, again, just flowers. I may rearrange this. We'll see if we go down this way. You can see how it goes in a row. That silver raised garden bed, I'm going to move these pots because I'm going to get another one in a couple of weeks probably. And I'm going to put one like right there and then one right here. So I'm going to move these pots out and move them down maybe a little bit. You'll see my crap down there. Let's see, down there. Those are 6 I picked up from the front yard. I'm going to bag them up and get ready to put them on the curb, but I'm going to use as many as possible to put at the bottom of the planters I bought when I did my Lowe's trip. And then underneath that tarp right there is a wheelbarrow that had the dirt from when I took the dirt away from my trees when I remulched around my trees. And then that is the shed right there that I'm also going to move down. I may not get to all that today, but we shall see. I'm not going to show you the rest of my yard right now because it's a hot mess. So we going to do this one section at a time. Before I do anything, I got to put my shoes into sport mode. It looks raggedy now, but this is what I'm going to plant. Trust me, they'll be fine. Trying to see, get them going all in the same direction. Don't ask me what these plants are. I have no idea. I just know they spread and they're good ground cover. All right. So I figure the first thing I'm going to do is figure out how I'm going to reconfigure these pots for the future idea I have for this area. The sun is beating, so hold on 1 second. You know, always crazy. I do a lot of work, especially in the spring, summer, and fall, because I'm like I said in another video, or if I hadn't posted it yet, but I'm the gardener, the landscaper, mow the lawn. I shovel the snow. I do these things because my boo, he's at work, all during the week, working hard so I can stay home and do these things. But with me doing everything on top of taking care of the house and cooking and all this, and I don't even eat that much, I don't understand why I give big back energy. It's crazy. I don't know. But anyway, time for a montage. I had a swing set in my yard that my kids weren't really playing with. So I had to take it down, but I saved all the wood pieces so I can do stuff like this, instead of getting sand and doing all the proper things to level it or make sure we'll topple over. I just put that in there. I got these pots from my trip to Lowe's. I'm going to use this to put my blueberry plant in. And then the other one is going to be for my grape plant. I just need to figure out where I'm going to put it. It doesn't have drainage holes, so I'm just going to drill. I couldn't find the proper drill bit for that, so I just used what I had, so that took way longer than what it was supposed to. Now I'm going to go down and get some of the sticks in the organic manner that I had. And I also have some cow manure, but to make work a little bit better for myself, I'm going to grab the soil from the raised garden bed I'm going to move, and I'm going to use it in here, put some more garden soil and some manure in it, and try to figure out where the hell I'm going to put it. So far. The next layer. I amended the soil with compost manure. I'm just going to mix it up. Now I'm going to repeat the process with the other pot and go get my grape plant and put that in there. Doing this process with the putting the organic matter, I'll put a little blurb as to what it's called. Um, it helps give your plants nutrients because all this is going to break down. Some people put cardboard at the bottom of it too. It'll break down and give your plants nutrients over time. I also find that the soil doesn't settle as much. And also, soil is really expensive. I am blessed that I can reuse what I have. But when you put stuff at the bottom of your pot, you use less soil. If you're just having flowers or something like that, some people use the pots that their flowers came in, like the plastic pots, because it's not like you're going to eat those. And they put them at the bottom of the planters if they have a big planter, and then put the soil on top of it just so you're not using so much space. Most of these plants, the roots are going to be shallow, but it also gives the roots something to wrap around. And this is the grape plant I had in my window now for a couple of weeks. It's about time to plant. He was getting a little sad. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in the dirt finally. Now, where I'm planting them, I don't know if that's going to stay his home because he really needs somewhere where he can find. I have the, what they call them, the masonry ladders. I use those as trellises. You can get them from any, well, I'm not going to say any because I try to go to Lowe's. They didn't have them. The only place that I know that has them on deck is Menards. But I'll show what that looks like. But I was going to have it binding on that, so it'll go up and around. But depending upon how happy this plant is, it might bind more. So he may need to have another home. But for now, where he's going to go, it'll do. But that's his roots. That's how he was in there. I live by a hospital. This is it. This is 6 inches by 10 feet. And all I do is just bend it, stick it right in the pot. It'll give it something to trellis. I'm gonna get some more pots so I can put this dirt in something. Give them a water too. I'm just putting these wherever until I know what I'm actually gonna plant in here. But so far, this is what we're looking like. Still too heavy for me to pick up. All right, so my pop-up greenhouse that I was doing all this work for that was supposed to come on Friday came today. I tried to move that raised garden bed and it's still so heavy. The problem is that the garden bed is a 6 or a 4x6. And the area where I want to put it, it would be in the wood chips just right. Because the wood chips go exactly 4 feet out. But I have to move that thing and it's heavy and I don't know if I want to move it by myself. I'm thinking about moving it down here, but then it's going to come out into the grass a little bit. So what I'm going to do right now is just, I have the frame. I'm going to put it together and see how far it actually does come out.
Perfect. Perfect.
It's actually not too bad. Come out to right there, which isn't bad. And then it'll actually get more optimal sunlight. And what I'll do is put the pavers, it'll just be a stepping thing. But put the pavers down there. My concern is, even after I took all that dirt out, but that's okay. I got dirt to replace what I took out. I don't think, like right now, this area is pretty shaded. And it's gonna stay shaded for the rest of the day. It might get about maybe 3 hours of full sun. But right now, where the sun is in the afternoon, it's blocked by my house and these trees. So I think I'm gonna make the executive decision and put the greenhouse right there. Now I bought extra sand so I can fill up the sandbags to make sure it doesn't fly away. But yeah, I think that's the decision that's going to be made. Then I'll figure out if, now that I'm not going to move that, because I was going to move it here so I can have another one there because I want it to look even to the eye. Now I got to figure out what I's going to do. I know what I can do. More pots. It's unfortunate my yard goes on a slope, so probably a lot of my video is slanted, and I try to use the level thing on my tripod, but in order to get all of me, it kind of has to be tilted. So I don't know. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm going to clean up a little bit, and I'm going to put my garden soil that I bought. I'm going to, sorry, you know, I always got to remember to look there. The garden soil that I bought, and I'm going to put it back into that raised garden bed, which is fine. It needed a refresh. And then I'm going to take out some of my flowers, combine them into, move them from 4 pots, combine them into 2 so I can plant more vegetables in my larger 22-inch pot. So let me get to it. my garden beans. They need to be watered, so they look a little sad right now, but they're about to be real happy. I'm gonna plant these on the bench. So it'll be on one side of the bench, and then it'll go over to the other side. Cut them in half. I'm gonna cut them in half again. I'm gonna plant one side. Then I got these clamps. I'm going to clamp them to the trellis in hopes that they attach themselves. These are cool weather plants, so they should be super happy being outside. And I'm going to give them some water. And I'm going to do the same here. The onion I had in there for the ants, I'm just going to leave it in there and let it decompose with it. Hopefully it'll give it some fertilizer. Then I'm going to clamp it. Hopefully it'll take hold itself. And I got some Velcro. I might come back and clamp it with Velcro instead. Oh, so it could be a tighter clamp. I might have covered it up. Right here, I got a garlic growing. And one had fell on the ground, so I put it back in here. It'll break through if it wants to grow. But I do have garlic growing in there. And I'm probably going to put something else in there to help keep pests away. I probably put a thing of basil in there. And then in this thing right here, I'm going to put basil as well. So let me go get that. Lied. In here, no, did I lie? I don't know. I think I'm going to cut up my thyme and put some here and put some on the other side. Super dry. But I know he's going to be happy to get planted. I'm going to split it in half. I had this on the windowsill. This is the thyme I bought from the grocery store. We'll see how it does. And if it's not happy, I have some more thyme starts. And I'm going to plant it off to in the other one real quick. Now here, I have planted some basil seeds early to see maybe they'll bloom. And I thought I saw a possible bloom in here, but maybe not. So let's see, these, that's basil, and this is dill. Then I'm going to put the basil on this side and the dill on that side. And I'm going to put this basil in another spot. But I'm going to put all the dill here. Oh, I think that's a basil, maybe. If it is, it ain't. No more. And if it doesn't make it, I ain't gonna cry about it. I'll put down more seed. Or I know I'll get some from somewhere else, because at the community garden, they'll pop up. I'll get a volunteer, I'm sure. I'm gonna plant basil by my grapes. And because I know it'll help keep away pests. And I'll probably plant some basil And with my collard greens that did pop up after I planted the seeds, hopefully I'm got it yet. You can see I got a lot of little collard green seedlings, so too many for this pot. Last year I think I planted 5 collard greens and it was just way too much. So, and I have a whole bunch growing in the house. It's gonna end up being survival of the fittest. I'm only gonna put 4 here, and then I'm gonna try to put as many as I can up at the community garden. But I do know for a fact that I'm gonna have this in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the middle. And then I'll come back and water everything. The last thing I'm gonna plant are these marigold starts that I got. I got these seeds from my sister in North Carolina, and they grew. I think I got one that is acting weird, but that's okay. And where am I gonna put it? That is the question. I might put tomatoes here. So I'll put it in where I think the tomatoes are gonna be. They're itty bitty babies, but I have faith. I'll leave this in here. It's supposed to biodegrade. I think I'm gonna stop the video here. I got a lot to do, but I'm gonna do it off camera, and then when I pick it up, I'll show you where my progress was. But so far, I got the blueberry plant. This, I believe, is lettuce seeds, and I put some onion in there with it. I have my green onions. I have my grape plant with some basil in there. So far, the only thing in here, I believe, is a piece of garlic. I'm gonna put a tomato plant in here. But right now I planted some marigolds. Here I got my garden bean, some thyme, and I have garlic in each one of these. And this, I planted basil and dill. I have potatoes in these 2. And this one already has something sprouted right here, sprouting out. So basically what I'll do is as it grows, I'll add more and more dirt to it. Garden peas and thyme, but I haven't put anything else in there. I'm gonna have a tomato plant there. And here, I'm gonna put my greenhouse. I'm gonna get some of my house plants out when it gets warmer. And then I have collard greens and some basil. And I'm gonna water everything. And then another pot that just has some miscellaneous plants that flowers for the pollinators that still need to get their color back, which they will. But I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna do some things off camera. I'm gonna get sandbags so I can weigh down the frame of my greenhouse because it's supposed to storm overnight. So I'm gonna do that before I go in the house. I'm gonna replace the soil in the raised garden bed and amend it with the manure. So I'm gonna put that back in because that is where I'm gonna plant my gooseberries. And I need to clean up. As I get everything looking right, you'll see each part of my yard as I get it together. Well, I think that's where I'm going to end today. So thank you for spending the time with me. Bye.